I wasn't born strong. I just ran out of reasons to quit. I know what it's like to shake while standing tall, to hear people cheer for your comeback, but disappear when they watched you fall. They only see the chapters where I finally smiled. They never read the pages where pain raised me like its own child. I've eaten meals with anxiety sitting beside me. I've had conversations with ceilings that knew my name better than my own friends. There were nights I stared at tomorrow, wondering if tomorrow was worth meeting. But every sunrise kept whispering one more step, so I listened. Maybe courage isn't never being afraid. Maybe courage is choosing to move even while fear is screaming louder. I'm the guy who never gave up, not because life became easier, because quitting never healed anything. Every scar still tells my story. Every wound still remembers my name. But if pain wanted me buried, it should've dug deeper, because I'm still here. Failure introduced itself like an old friend. Every dream seemed to expire before it could breathe. People call me unrealistic, delusional, too emotional, too broken, too much into the same voice they laughed at. Started becoming the reason they listen. Funny how success changes people's memory. Now they say I always knew. No, you always doubted, God always knew. There's a difference, our attention lift. If you're listening right now and you're thinking about giving up, listen to this. The version of you that survives this battle will one day become the reason someone else survives theirs. Don't stop here. I'm the guy who never gave up, not because I never cried, because I cried, then kept walking. Not because I never broke, because every broken piece learned how to fight. I've been underestimated so many times, I almost believed them. Then I remembered seeds spend months buried underground before anybody calls them a tree. Maybe your silence isn't failure, maybe it's preparation. Maybe God hides His greatest work until it's ready to stand. So while they celebrated fast success, I was building something failure couldn't destroy. Look in my hands, they're shaking. Look in my heart, still beating. Look in my past, still chasing me. Look in my future, still waiting. If breathing is all I can do today, then breathing will be enough to win today. I became the answer to every person who said it can't be done. Every rejection added another brick. Every betrayal built another wall. Every setback sharpened another weapon. You called it bad luck, I called it training. You saw defeat, I saw instruction. Because champions aren't built by applause, they're built when nobody claps. One day my story won't be remembered because I never failed. It'll be remembered because failure couldn't keep me down. When my children ask me what courage looks like, I won't point to trophies, I'll point to every scar that almost convinced me to quit, but didn't. That's victory. You can break my plans, you can doubt my name, you can close every door, you can laugh, you can leave, you can betray, you can count me out, but hear me clearly. As long as there's breath inside these lungs, purpose inside this heart, and faith inside this soul, you'll never write the ending of my story, because I already decided I would rather die trying than live, wondering what would have happened if I never quit.
I'm the guy who never gave up.
Storms came,
I stayed.
the pain came,
I stayed.
the fear came,
I stayed.
the doubt came, I stayed.
I stayed.
Then one day, when this journey finally makes sense, they won't remember how many times I fell. They'll remember I always got back up. If nobody believes in you today, borrow my belief, keep walking. One more breath, one more prayer, one more step. Because the person who refuses to quit is already closer to victory than they realize.
The world doesn't remember
The people who spotlight, but nobody asked what happened. Before the lights came on, before the applause, there was isolation. Before the confidence, there were panic attacks that I disguised as being tired. Before the success, there were days I counted coins, skipped meals, questioned dreams, and still looked in the mirror, saying, don't quit now. You're too close to the version you've been praying to become. I didn't become fearless, I became familiar with fear. It sat beside me every single day until I stopped giving it the final word. The world thinks strength is loud, but real strength looks like crying in the bathroom, washing your face, walking back outside and pretending nothing happened. That's the kind of courage nobody posts, but it's the kind that changes lives. The cost of becoming success has a price, and I paid with friendships that couldn't survive my growth, with nights that turned into mornings, with birthdays I never celebrated, with relationships I couldn't hold together because I was busy trying to hold myself together. People only admire the finish line, they never admire the thousands of lonely miles that came before it. I learned that purpose can be expensive. Sometimes it asks you to let go of everything comfortable before it gives you everything meaningful. So if becoming feels painful, maybe that's proof you're actually becoming. If I could sit across from the younger me, I'd tell them they're going to laugh, they're going to leave, they're going to misunderstand you. They're going to mistake your kindness for weakness. They're going to tell you your dreams are impossible. And I'd smile, because every single word they doubted will eventually become the proof that they were wrong. Don't rush, don't compare, don't trade your calling for comfort. The road will break you before it builds you, but when it finally does, you realize every delay was carrying a lesson you couldn't afford to miss. The guy who never gave up. People ask me how I kept going. Truth is, there were days I didn't know if I was moving forward or just surviving. But survival still counts. Progress isn't always visible. Sometimes the greatest victory is refusing to become the person pain expected you to be. I refuse to let betrayal teach me hatred. I refuse to let failure teach me quitting. I refuse to let heartbreak teach me that love wasn't real, because I realized the world doesn't need another angry man. It needs someone who walked through fire and still chose to carry light. One day, they'll call me lucky. They'll never mention the years luck never showed up. They'll admire the mountain but ignore the thousands of times I slipped climbing it. They'll hear confidence without hearing the voice that once whispered, you're not enough. They'll see victory without seeing the invisible battles that almost ended my story. So if you're listening and your life feels heavier than your heart can carry, don't measure yourself by where you are. Measure yourself by how many times you refuse to surrender, because champions are remembered for never falling. They're remembered for standing back up one more time. Then life knocked them down. And if history ever remembers my name, I don't want them to say he never struggled. I want them to say he struggled with everything. I watch people quit on dreams they once called destiny. Not because they weren't talented, because pain stayed longer than motivation. I know that feeling, the one where every morning feels like another mountain, and every night feels like another defeat. But I made a promise that my excuses would never become my obituary. If life wanted a war, then I would become the soldier who forgot how to surrender. Don't ask me why I smile now. Ask me how many tears it took to learn how. Every scar on my heart is another receipt for lessons success could never afford. Pain introduced me to the strongest version of myself. Not because it was kind, because it gave me no other choice but to grow. Pressure made me pressure. didn't destroy me. It stripped away every fake version of who I was. It removed my pride, my ego, my need for everyone's approval, until all that remained was a man who only cared about one opinion, the one he saw every morning in the mirror.
I know it's days, there were mornings I celebrated, simply opening my eyes. Some people call that ordinary, people like me call that victory.
Cause when your mind is part itself all night, getting out of bed can feel like climbing Everest. So never laugh at somebody's small win. You have no idea how big their battle was. I refuse to believe my worst chapter was my final chapter. Books aren't finished halfway through, storms don't own
The sky forever,
and broken clocks still tell the truth twice a day.
maybe this season,
Isn't your ending
maybe it's just a chapter
where the hero learns
how strong he really is.
nobody sees the climb?
They only post the view, nobody applauds the mornings you almost quit. They only celebrate
The moment you finally win,
but I know
what happened between those moments?
every doubt,
Every setback, every closed door,
every lonely prayer,
those were the days that built the champion.
standing here now,
Standing here now,
standing here now.
every insult became fuel, every rejection became another rep, every betrayal strengthened muscles nobody could see. I stopped asking life to become easier. Instead, I asked God to make me the kind of man who could carry anything. Cause strength isn't avoiding heavy things, it's refusing to let heavy things break you.
Everybody had advice,
Very few had belief. Some told me to be realistic, others said it's over.
but there was one voice that never left,
It whispered, stand up,
even when my need
didn't want it, that voice.
wasn't louder,
Then fear,
it was simply more faithful.
the difference, the difference, the difference,
The difference,
the difference,
the difference.
the difference between me and the man who gave up wasn't talent, wasn't money, wasn't opportunity.
It was one decision,
Repeated on the hardest days. One more step,
one more prayer,
one more attempt.
one more sunrise,
Greatness is rarely
one giant moment.
thousands of ordinary moments where quitting almost wins, but doesn't.
When my story,
It's told,
when my story,
it's finally told. Don't start
with the victory start,
with the nights, no.
nobody witnessed.
The prayers nobody heard, the tears nobody caught, the battles nobody believed.
I could survive because those
On with no. Resilience is built the first time life knocks you down and nobody reaches to pull you back up. It's built when your prayers feel like they hit the ceiling, when your phone stays silent, when your bank account keeps reminding you how far away your dreams still are. I've walked through seasons where hope felt like a language I forgot how to speak. Yeah, I questioned my purpose, my direction, even my own reflection. But every time life whispered, give up, something inside me answered, not today. I wasn't chasing greatness anymore. I was chasing proof that pain wouldn't write the final sentence of my life. Because I've learned the strongest people aren't the ones who never collapse. They're the ones who rebuild themselves brick by brick after every collapse, and still find the courage to believe the next sunrise might finally be different. Yeah. You saw confidence, you never saw the panic attacks that came before the performance. You heard conviction, you never heard the conversations where I almost talked myself out of every dream I ever had. You celebrate discipline, but discipline was born from desperation. There were days I kept moving, not because I felt motivated, cause standing still hurt even more. I became addicted to one simple thought: if I quit today, I'll never know how close I really was. So I kept showing up with tired eyes, heavy shoulders, and exhausted heart, and faith the size of a mustard seed. Sometimes that's all you need to move mountains. Fire changed me. fire, never ask permission. It simply burns life did the same. It burned away my comfort, my certainty, my pride, everything I thought I couldn't live without. At first I hated the flames, then I realized gold doesn't become valuable without pressure. Steel isn't strengthened without heat, and people don't discover who they really are until everything familiar falls apart. So thank you to every closed door, every rejection, every betrayal, every season that forced me to depend on something greater than my own strength. Without those moments, I'd still be chasing a smaller version of myself. If history forgets my name, that's okay, just don't let it forget what perseverance, the perseverance looks like. Remember the man who cried without witnesses, who failed without excuses, who prayed without immediate answers, who kept believing when belief made no logical sense. Remember the man who carried invisible scars like medals, who traded every setback as another lesson, who chose forgiveness when revenge would have been easier, who chose faith when fear sounded more convincing. Because one day, someone will stand exactly where I stood, broken, lost, ready to surrender. And if they hear my story, I hope they don't remember how many times life knocked me down. I hope they remember that every single time I stood back up, not because I was fearless, not because I was special, but because I decided that my purpose was always gonna be stronger than my pain. And that's the difference between the people who almost made it and the guy who never gave up.